Did you know that whenever tactical first-person shooter ARMA 3 goes on sale, you can play Invaders, a Space Invaders-like minigame that takes place at the ARMA 3 main menu? Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we cover some of the best Easter eggs found in video games. As always, if you think you know of a video game Easter egg that I'm yet to cover, then let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to check it out. Oh, and don't forget to leave a like on this video, and if you do, I'll stop throwing eggs at your cat. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with Echoes of the Living. Now, in the last episode of this series, we discovered that you could find Tomb Raider star Lara Croft looking a little worse for wear. Well, it turns out that Lara isn't the only video game icon to be referenced in Echoes of the Living. If you head to the toilet in the bar, you can find this. So inside one of the cubicles, you can find a drawing of Pyramid Head from the Silent Hill series, along with a message reading "James was here," which is a reference to James Sutherland from Silent Hill 2. That's not all though. If you try to interact with the toilet, your character will refuse to touch it, saying that if anybody ever did, then there'd be a maniac. This is a nod to the fact that in various Silent Hill games, your character has to put their hand in a toilet to fish something out. It's a really nice reference. Next up is cutesy mobile platformer Super Bear Adventure. Now, someone commented on a recent video that referencing the backrooms in games is becoming quite common. Not as common as a Dark Souls bonfire or a red balloon, but it's starting to get that way. Well, we need to add Super Bear Adventure to the growing list of games that reference the online urban legend. In Super Bear's opening area, if you climb to the top of this tower of blocks and then land where I do, this will happen. So even a super cute 3D platformer isn't safe from the backrooms. Once in the backrooms, you can find the normal creepy messages like no escape, as well as the appearance of a mysterious figure. Now, I'm not sure who this black bear is meant to be, but he pops up more than once whilst you're in the backrooms, which makes it feel like you're always being watched. Oh, and if you know of any other Super Bear Easter eggs that are worth checking out, be sure to leave a comment down below. Now, in the last episode of this series, I shared what is perhaps the most reference-packed game I'd ever found. There were so many references, in fact, that I passed the responsibility of naming them all on to you, the viewer, with the promise of a pinned comment to the person who named the most. Well, I wanted to try that again. But this time, to make it a little easier to pick the quote-unquote winner, I'll be pinning the person who has the most likes on their comment. So here is the scene I want you to inspect, and like I said, whoever can name the most references and also get the most likes on their comment will have their comment pinned. Good luck. Right, it's time to tackle the various April Fool's Day Easter eggs that made an appearance on the day that you cannot take anything seriously. First up is Rocket League, which would turn your great pass and thanks messages into lyrics from the Rick Astley song Never Gonna Give You Up. Next up is For Honor, a game that has traditionally provided some of April Fool's best Easter eggs. This year, not so much, as players were turned into either sheep or wolves. Don't get me wrong, it's still really cool, but not as cool or as terrifying as fighting a horde of rabbits. Another Ubisoft game that loves to get involved with the April Fool's Day fun is Rainbow Six Siege. This year, instead of protecting a giant teddy bear, you have to kill one. The super tough siege operators were either given a very glittery makeover or turned into plastic toy soldiers. You could even charge through walls and surprise enemies, which will never not be fun. Next is Overwatch 2, which once again gave every character googly eyes, with these being just a few of my favourites. A new mode was also added called Temp Next Balance Patch Final Final. This mode throws balance out of the window with flying tanks and overpowered abilities. Of course, all of that is cool, but the best part of the Overwatch 2 April Fool's Day patch are the characters' new ultimate voice lines. Again, here are just a few of my favourites.
Thank you. Who took my dentures? You get scrapped. You get scrapped. Now, everybody get scrapped.
It's past your bedtime.
Nom 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 nom.
Next up is Warzone, with the cruelest April Fool's joke ever. Now, the most obvious change is the low gravity when jumping, as well as zero fall damage if you play the totally the same BR mode. Now, whilst being able to float above an enemy is fun, the prospect of being able to buy a nuke is also dangled in front of players. If you head to a buy station, you can see the option to build an ARMA nuke is now available, and for only $4,000, which might just be the deal of the century. So I quickly went out and scavenged up all the cash I could, and after reaching $4,200, I went back to buy the nuke. Oh, I could have sworn the nuke was $4,000. Okay, well I'll just find another $100 then. So no matter how much money you have, the nuke will always be $100 more. Now admittedly, I knew about this before playing, but imagine all of the people who didn't and thought they were getting their hands on a nuke only to end up being tricked like this. It's brilliant. The final April Fool's event that I wanted to take a look at is in Apex Legends. Now last year, Apex added the old Nessie gun, which would fire tiny Nessie plushies at your enemies. Well, this year is even better. Pinging is a vital component of Battle Royale games, allowing players to communicate quickly even if they don't have a mic. Well, during April Fools, if you pinged a door, this would happen.
There is a new kill leader.
So pinging any door in Apex Legends will turn it into a legendary variant of the Mozambique shotgun, with each gun having different characteristics and funny descriptions. In fact, I was able to use this Easter egg to my advantage. I was being chased in-game and I had zero ammo, so I did this.
Attention, the kill leader has been eliminated.
Cracked. One sec, healing up.
Oh, and if you are a fan of Old Nessie, you'll be pleased to know that the gun can still be found by getting lucky when pinging a door.